That T-shirt is really cool.
Yeah, Jenny came up with the design, and then Sebgon's like prettied it all up for print for us. It works really good.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Cool.
And it forms a T.
For team.
Tom.
Of course, I showed it to Eileen last night, and the first thing she's like, "Where's your name?" And I'm like, "It's there. It's in the logo. My name's everywhere." She's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "And it's a T." She's like, "Oh, okay."
That's what everybody has said was, "Where's Tom's name?" I was like, "Oh God, I did it."
You did fine. This is a good show. What should we call it?
Allow me to go to Showbot. Once micro bitten, twice schooled. Once micro bitten, twice schooled. I don't know.
I get where you're going, Dark Redeemer.
Yeah. Samsung's on the edge. K coding for kids with a K.
Verboten.
Verboten.
I like that one. I'm voting for that one because it's funny.
Instagram, our new robot overlords. Bieber is an arse. Buttergate. Not Patrick's back.
Best bad case scenario I like. Verboten is very cool though.
What happens in Finland stays in Finland. Mood watch. Let's see. Instagram's Justin Bieber policy. And Buttgazi.
Wow.
I know. I had a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, you throw Justin Bieber and butt in any story, you're gonna get titles. It's like a title machine.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's a self-generating title situation.
Yeah, it's the ingredients. Be safe, chip your kids.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Whoa, Godzilla.
It's a Patrickzilla. Wait, is that a lion on your shirt?
I lowered my desk. Oh, it's the Alliance lion from Warcraft. I think what you mean is yay, Tom.
For the Alliance.
I don't understand what any of you are saying.
It's Warcraft stuff.
I know. It's just one of those things.
In your head here, Warcraft.
I'm just going to have to accept there are things that I'm missing out on. Major things.
Let me tell you this.
You don't have
I used to feel that way.
Playing.
Veronica would talk about Warcraft stuff, and I would feel that way. And then I started playing Warcraft, and all of a sudden it all made sense to me, and I was kind of disappointed because it was just normal stuff. Like, essentially what we're saying is like, hey, your shirt says one team, and I'm on the other team. I don't like your shirt. Like, there's no secret mystery, really.
I mean, you're missing out on a lot of stuff, Jenny. You're missing out on noodling. Mm-hmm. You're missing out on hang gliding. There's a lot of things. But you know what? Not everyone can experience all those things.
That's true.
And that's why there's blogs.
I've just accepted that the AEI Guild is there to represent for World of Warcraft, and that's amazing, and I don't have to do it now. Thank you.
You're saying AIE is the World of Warcraft Guild, so you don't have to?
Yes. I will represent for fine dining in Los Angeles. How about that?
Whoa. Honking on the street there.
Uh-oh.
That rarely happens.
It's a no honking street.
Maybe at 5, but so we're going with Verboten then, I guess.
You don't like that one? You don't like that one?
No, it's fine. Best bad case scenario is really good.
The best bad case scenario.
I think the main topic should always win.
Best bad case scenario.
Yeah.
Are we going best bad case scenario? I don't
know. That's what I'm lobbying for. How do people actually lobby? Like, should I say, hey, I can...
Well, you'd have to come into my lobby and then wait for an appointment. Wait for me to walk out, and then I think you wave papers in my face. Is that not
or cash money?
Well, paper money.
Oh, because I was going to do it like this, virtually through the internet. See, if we had some kind of HoloLens device, maybe we could use it for that.
Sure. Are you coming out for BlizzCon?
Probably not for BlizzCon. No.
But Nerdtacular.
I thought, yeah, Nerdtacular. Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Right.
I mean,
well, then I'll bring
know,
your
maybe...
stabilizer with me to Nerdtacular.
Cool.
I'm permanently scarred by the fact that the first time I met Patrick Beja in person, I was out looking for a toothbrush with horrible morning breath, and it was like he was like, Jenny, and I was like,
but he's French.
It felt terrible.
We don't. It's fine. We don't bathe. We don't brush our teeth.
I would never resort to stereotyping.
They just swim in champagne and they're done. That's right.
Hey,
nice to meet you.
So Patrick, have you heard about Fabienne Serrier's new scarf? Fabienne is a hacker and machine knitting enthusiast running a Kickstarter for a scarf that is uses a provably unique model off of cellular automatons and is made of merino wool.
That I need to have that checked by my scarf department immediately.
$150 gets you a custom scarf. It's called Knit Yak. Custom mathematical knit scarves. Here, I'm gonna put it in the chat room, and I will put it in the Slack as well. Yeah, you need to look this over.
I'm not sure I approve.
Okay, see, that's why I wanted to, you as our resident scarf expert needed to assess this.
I will look into it and report back. I'm very worried right now. I'm concerned. I mean, Greece is one thing, but, you know, scarves are a serious business.
I don't know, mathematical knit scarves? That I would think that would be a positive, no? I mean, I don't know anything about scarves, though. So.
I don't succumb to hype, Tom. I need to perform a thorough investigation of the technology, and it's not all about whiz-bang, computer things here in the old continent.
And hipster merino wool, right?
Yeah. Exactly. We have to make sure that some things are preserved and some traditions are observed. We can't have anyone just go out and call themselves a scarf maker and use some kind of automatic process.
Why? There should be a union regulating the making of scarves.
I was going to say, isn't that why the French aided the United States in the Revolution, was for our right to make scarves independent of the British king?
Well,
No, it was so they could gift us the Statue of Liberty like 100 years later.
And you don't see the Statue of Liberty wearing a scarf, do you?
No, it's a toga.
We were just working the favor trajectory to get a present.
Sure, we'll help you with our we'll let you help with our revolution if you give us a statue.
Fine, we'll get it to you.
Oh, that'd be great if you could actually do that. I've always wanted to do a show where it's just BS history, and you make up these outlandish stories of what these things occurred.
I've always wanted to do that too. I started a blog like that once just for kicks.
We need to do it.
Got 3 posts in.
No more talk.
We could call it softcore history.
I think you should do East meets West specials about that.
I know a post show where you could do that.
Right. Right. We could just do it right
we
there.
have a show.
You know about the Cincinnati Reds, right? They were started by the communists.
What?
Yep. True story.
The what, sorry?
They were started by the communists, obviously.
Wait, what was?
The Cincinnati Reds baseball team.
Oh, right.
They used to pay all the players exactly the same. All the stars.
Actually, I've been watching The Americans. Have you watched that TV show?
I've watched like a handful of episodes.
We've watched most of it. I think we're behind quite a bit, but we watched the first and second season, but I think the third season's almost done, right?
I only have the first 2 seasons on Netflix, and I'm halfway through the first one. But yeah, I think that could, in that context, it could absolutely be that, the Cincinnati Reds were exactly what they are called. The best place to hide is in plain sight, and I think that might have been what's been happening there.
You know, the Cincinnati Reds, this part isn't actually fake. The Cincinnati Reds changed their name in the 50s to the Redlegs.
Redlegs, soy.
Yeah, so that they wouldn't sound like they were communist.
Well,
I had a hat.
but we all know better.
Right. I had a hat growing up that said Cincinnati Redlegs on it, and I was just like, what? They're the Cincinnati Reds. You know, this is 1975, right? They were definitely the Reds. I was like, why does it say Redlegs? And my parents wouldn't answer. And then finally my grandparents were like, oh, so they wouldn't sound like commies. I'm like, but they don't sound like
Why
commies.
wouldn't your parents answer?
I don't know. I guess they would just like, they didn't want to explain
I
about
don't want to have the
communism.
talk about censorship and
grandpa-
how babies are born. And
Yeah, my grandpa was very famously like, I'll say anything. So it doesn't.
It could have been because they were sympathizers and they didn't want to, like...
oh my
Ah.
Pretty
gosh.
sure not. Maybe my mom, but definitely not my dad.
I still think McCarthy was a plant. I don't actually think he was.
He was a human. He was not a plant.
He was a plant by the
That's
Soviet
so
Union.
bad.
He was their Manchurian candidate.
I'm auditioning to take Jeff Kanata's place doing dad jokes. That's what that was about.
They could do a second Manchurian Candidate movie and do the subheading Manchurian Candidate 2, Takeout.
What?
Get it? Because it's Chinese.
Oh.
Roger
Ah,
gets to make
I can't make that joke.
I can.
Oh.
That's what's great. Minority privilege deal.
I'm into it.
All right.
So, are you going with? Sorry, I mean you're going with best bad case scenario.
Best bad case scenario. Yes, that is the
Yeah.
winner. Well, there's no winner.
Keep wanting to call
One
it
or two
bad
weekends.
case.
Proving once again that we pay no attention to how many votes you cast. That only just helps us narrow down our choices. That's
That
it.
was the second one. I think that.
Yeah. No, it helps. More votes, the better. But you know, if you were trying to, like, I don't know, if you're trying to allege democracy in the titles, it's not.
What are we, Greece?
We're gonna take this title back to the people.
I have another movie idea. So tying in Greece. So remember back in the 80s, they did a movie called Americathon. And the whole idea was John Ritter was the U.S. president, and he started this huge telethon to get the U.S. out of debt. And so we could do the same thing for Greece, except they do like 24/7 Greece revival where they just do the whole movie over and over again. On
What
stage
if
to raise
the
money.
UK just gives back all the Parthenon friezes and says, now we're even?
Mm.
You just can't give stuff to people. They wouldn't appreciate it, Tom.
Oh, wait, no, that doesn't work. Well, here's what we do. The UK says, we're going to keep the Parthenon friezes, but we're going to pay you for them the exact amount of debt you have.
Yeah, that actually is a good idea.
They should just start up a snow cone chain with the freezes. Call it the
That's a
Parthenon
dad
freezes.
joke right there. Hey,
Ah,
dad joke.
You just won the dad joke crown away from him.
I'm sorry. I'm a dad.
And he's an actual dad, so that helps. All right, well, that's it for this episode. I am out of the post. Night Attack coming up later on most of these locally owned, independently owned, AMCO transmission-sponsored DiamondClub.TVs.